Hi everyone, welcome back to episode two of my hustle story, which is hosted by RCCG, Victory House Malta. I don't know if you followed this series. The first one was very insightful. The podcast is literally just for us to share our story, how we started in life, what has shaped us, what has been the faith, how growth has been for us, whatever the setbacks have, and has shaped us to be who we are today. And if you follow the first episode, we had David come on to tell us about his story, which was very inspiring. Having someone grow up from the suburbs of Ketu Alapere to be the fine man that he is now. He's doing very well for himself. He's married. He's got a very good job, and he's living the life, to be honest. But today we've got a very interesting guest. Yeah, who is my G, my friend. So hopefully you guys are going to hear the truth, the raw, information, everything she has to say about herself. So I'm gonna let her do the honors and just tell us about herself. And yeah, go ahead. Tell
Hi
us.
guys, my name is Olayinka, and what do you want to know?
I mean, I don't know if you guys want to know anything. Just send us your messages and let's know if you want to ask her anything personally. But for me, I'm just going to ask her a few things I have penned down top of my head, and we'll see how it goes. So if I miss anything, please just pop in the comments and just ask your questions. But for a start, can you just tell us who you are and what really brought you to this present moment?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So, anyways, my name is Olayinka. I go by Ola. Some people call me Deimika. Honestly, just depends on how well you've known me over the years, I guess. And I moved to Malta this year. Honestly speaking, just out of obedience, I would say for the biggest part, it was definitely spontaneous.
Excellent
And
sacrifice.
yeah, do you understand? But yeah, it was definitely spontaneous, and it's been about 11 months of living here, and I'm just thankful for it. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
What do you enjoy most about the island?
Let's talk about the weather, even though I'm still freezing at the moment.
It's chilly. It's nice.
It's
I
a bit
like
chilly.
it.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer is longer than winter, so I'm not complaining of
Yeah, I
it.
think we have like 300 days of sun and then 65 days of cold. I think that's a lie, but that's what's on the internet. But
Is
anyway,
it?
yeah. But yeah, how would you describe yourself in one sentence? You can do this.
Hmm. I would say maybe interesting.
One sentence, you can give us like 5 words.
Okay, I'll say an interesting person.
Mm. Define interesting.
I can be a bit unpredictable,
Okay.
and I can also be very predictable.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, spinning off your predictability and unpredictability now.
Mm.
How would you say people assume you to be, like, first impression? Seeing you in car, what do you think people would say or assume you are?
I would say most people, which also probably fits up with my personality, social, interactive, I would assume that most people would say me in that light.
Yeah, I think I agree with that because, yeah.
That's supposed to mean.
All right, cool. Now we're gonna go back to the roots, right? Where it all began. Yeah, in the making, behind the scene. Got you. So yeah, so to your early life, what was it like growing up? Like, where did you grow up? And how did that shape your growth?
So I was born and raised in Abule, Lagos, Nigeria, to my mom and my dad, of course. But I grew up with my mom. So my dad had always lived abroad, even before I was born.
Cool.
So yeah, I grew up basically with my mom and my older sister in Abule, Lagos.
Ah, cool. Did you face any sort of challenges?
We grew up in Face Me and Face You.
Face my slap you.
Face Me and Slap You. So
I better pass
that,
my
do you understand? So that was definitely
Yeah.
like one of the childhood memories I would say, like, I remember just growing up, because I truly believe, I think we lived this from when I was born to I was 8 years old. So that is pretty, yeah, that is definitely a bit above early childhood age, you would say, to grow up in such environment, which is not the worst place to grow up. compared to now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely has its own struggles
Yeah.
when you live in a community like that.
Yeah. So Abulegwa, I think because I schooled in Merrill.
Is it?
Yeah, it's one very, very nice uni. I mean, so secondary school there. That's I think we used to say we are like the best in Lagos, but you have to hype yourself, you know. So, but that area, I think I'm very familiar with that area. How would you say that area shaped you to be who you are now?
I can't really remember much of that growing up part, I would say, just because like when you're born and raised to like an African parent
Yeah.
that tries to protect you all the time, you don't really get to see the
Outside world.
yeah, the outside world per se.
Fair enough.
You're limited, you've got like boundaries and everything like that. So I wouldn't say like that part of my childhood really defined me growing up, if that makes sense. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, we're pretty young. Definitely like had good
So
covering.
you were always like indoors.
Indoors, school, indoors with family, never alone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you didn't used to go like visit friends in the area. No?
Not with my mother.
Ouch.
That was a no-go. That was a no-go area. I would say.
So growing up, did you think you have like, you know, goals and ambitions for yourself where you say, okay, you know, like we youngins, when we are growing up, we're like, oh, I want to be a pilot, I want to be an engineer or something like that. In case you wanted to be like a lawyer or medical doctor.
I had the goal my mom had.
Hmm.
Which
I think
was for me to be either a lawyer or a nurse.
See, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
So because I think most African parents or choose the path for their kids, and then turns out to be something different.
My elder sister was supposed to be like be the admin or something, which
Yeah.
she eventually studied, by the way.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't really have a choice. It's like, you're doing this, you're doing it. So.
And I think with that, we have loads of those people in Nigeria at the moment, like people who are lawyers, medical doctors, because if you count number of medical doctors that all over the world that are from Nigeria, it's a lot. So I think we really did well producing so many people. Yeah. So when will you say your hustle officially began? Like when you started hustling?
Let's see. I would say, from what I can remember now, looking back, it started mostly like after like the passing of my mom.
Oh, sorry about
So, thank you. So I was 13.
Wow.
I was 13 years of age then when she passed away. So that was where like reality set in. Because again, bear in mind, my dad never lived in Nigeria, so I lived only with my mom, not even with relatives. So up until she passed away, that was when like the whole new world, you would say, like unfolded before my eyes. So age 13, I was in SS1 going to SS2 then.
So what would you say the hustle was like? Like you had to fend for yourself, or?
Yeah, practically, to be fair. I think also like the way I grew up with a mom that didn't really let us interact with a lot of relatives, family. So it's like when the only person that you've always known to rely on is no longer there, what do you do as a 13-year-old? As even 12-year-old, because my sister then was 14.
Yeah.
So what do you really do at that age? You don't really know where to go to. So you're kind of like thrown off balance, kind of. So majorly just like, I wouldn't really say fending for myself, but it was also fending because my dad, thankfully, still was able to pay like our tuition fee. But when it came to things like feeding,
it was tough.
Yeah, there was no money. Basically, there was no money. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think my next question would probably be, at what age did you think you started like, okay, I need to get a job, I need to make money by myself, put money in my pocket, and be able to buy the fine things?
Yeah, that was definitely when I transitioned to moving abroad in Europe. Because again, after my mom passed away, finished secondary school, even gained admission to uni, but then my dad could only sponsor one child.
Okay.
So it was either me or my elder sister.
No,
so of course he had to be the one to go. Then I had to learn graphics design at what's it called, Shomolu. Then eventually I moved abroad with my younger sister. So we are 4 in my family, even 5 now, I guess. So I've got 3 from my mom and my dad. Then I've got 1 half brother and 1 step brother, basically. So my younger sister and I moved abroad. So then I was 16 thereabouts. And yeah, basically when we moved to Italy, he didn't have a job anymore. So he had to move to Germany. But we had to stay in Italy. So
Yes.
I needed a job.
Yeah.
I needed to buy food. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what would you say you sacrificed? Like to get a job at that age, did you make any form of sacrifice? Like, some people your age, they probably say, oh, I want to travel the world, or I want to go to one Barbie show, or So for you, was it like, you know what, this is no priority for me. Priority for me is me getting a job, me putting food on my table, buying clothes for myself, because what Dad can afford now, this is not part of it.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, bear in mind, moving to Italy is a country where they speak the language.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really, like, get a job, if that makes sense, because I didn't understand the language. I think what I sacrificed the most was having to stay at home with my cousins and my sisters. So when I moved to Italy, my dad's brother, he had, like, a girlfriend that he was dating. She's an amazing woman, I have to say, with 2 kids. And
shout out to you.
Shout out to her. I call her mama,
Oh, good.
She's phenomenal. Then she's like, okay, you know what? There was this job opportunity, but the only condition was for her to work in another city.
Okay.
So that way I had to be at home with 2 of our kids, my younger sister, then another child. So we were like, I was like 4 people that was under me that had to be responsible for.
Wow.
So that meant like waking up early to make sure that school runs were done, because they need to go to school. We need to have breakfast. After school, I need to pick them up. So I couldn't really hang out with friends. I couldn't really do other cool things that a 16-year-old would do in high school and everything like that. I couldn't really explore that part of life. So I didn't really have a job at that age then, but my responsibility was making sure that everyone got taken care of at home. So I mean, for someone like us who like grew up in Nigeria, that would be like, oh, it's a normal thing.
Yeah.
But when you're moving from Nigeria to Europe, it's a different thing. It's not normal.
Absolutely.
You're not supposed to be like responsible for taking care of 4 underage children. So I would say that was like a bit of an also.
Was it frustrating for you? Like, did you feel at some point like, I'm tired, man, you people can go and look for, your parents, or look out for yourself? Yeah.
No, not really. Also because bear in mind it's a new country.
Yeah.
I didn't really have friends. I think the struggle mostly would be my friends all the way from Nigeria, because I didn't have any way of communicating with them.
Okay.
They were already in uni. Most of them were like, I graduated a bit earlier than my age. So I graduated when I was 14. Most people graduate secondary school in Nigeria when they're like 16, 17, 18. By then, they were already in uni. Whereas I was like back in Europe, learning a new language. So like I felt like we were already on different levels of life by then. I didn't have a phone to reach out to as well. So no Facebook, no social media. So like I felt like that was where the whole challenges was, like just not having people to talk to. Wow. So only thing I had was like my younger sister and my cousin. So yeah, like
cool. So you can speak Italian?
Yeah, ciao.
Oh. Everyone can say ciao.
Come stai?
That's not Italian, no.
That's Italian, I promise you.
No, it sounds Spanish.
Italian and Spanish are quite similar.
Okay, I want you to, look into our camera and then motivate, our viewers in Italian. Yeah. I know I'm not going to understand, but yeah, please go on.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you get the drill anyways. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's go into a bit more spiritual. So have you always been a Christian? I like to think you were probably born in a Christian home, right? And I don't know what Christianity was like for you growing up. But how was it like? Like, when did you give your life to Christ? When did you sort of submit yourself to God and all of that? If you can take us through.
Yeah. I mean, I was born and raised in a Christian home, and I'm so thankful. I think it's definitely, if someone was to ask me like what is one thing you're most thankful for, I would say being born and raised in a Christian home.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact is that my mom made sure we went to church. I was born and raised in CAC, but when we moved away from what's it called? Ebudegba.
Yeah.
We moved to RCCG at Iju Shagagege. Okay. So that was when my journey with Redeemed Christian Church of God started as well. So my mom would make sure that we went to faith clinic, digging deep, rehearsals. We never missed church on Sunday, even Sunday school and everything. But my mom never went. so, so she was one of those typical African mom that almost never went to church.
We'll send him
But
representatives.
she made sure like we were raised in church, basically church family, house fellowship. Like that was the only opportunity back in Nigeria, even at time to get out of the house. So if I needed any excuse to go anywhere, it had to be church related. So basically, I think that shaped me a lot. Then when my mom passed away, I was in the boarding school. I attended Deeper Life Church because my school was owned by Deeper Life, family. So
Attended Deeper Life.
Yeah. School.
The school in Maryland.
Did you go as well?
Yeah, it was in Boarding House.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice. So. Yeah, so that was also like interesting. Then eventually, I was living with some family members as well after secondary school.
Okay.
Then they were attending Baptist church. So I also attended Baptist church.
Huh.
Just I thought.
You've been through all the denominations. Yeah.
Literally a thought.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Europe, my dad was attending Celestial Church. So I had to go also within the white cabin community. So, but I think the beauty of everything that I would say is having the foundation that I had as a child up until like my early teen age, it made it easy for me to know that it didn't really matter which church I was. If it was against like my principle as a person, Bible principle, or what the Bible stands for, what Christ stands for, then I know I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
I know I can easily remove myself from situations or places that doesn't really glorify God, if that makes sense. So I think for me, that helped a lot. And I would say like the church that I think I found most connected to my faith was during my experience in Baptist church. Because then again, after secondary school, like you have nothing going on, like, you're waiting for when money will come to pay tuition fee. I was learning handiwork.
Oh, wow.
So the only thing I also had to do then was just to bury myself in church. I would say like we had like Baptist student fellowship, we'll do evangelism, village outreach. I was also the vice president of the church for Ojodo First Baptist Church then as well. So basically I was just in church, and I think that was where I remember like there was one vigil we went for at Akute, and I just remember like one of the what's it called, the person invited making the altar call and just like saying like, if you've actually never like
Giving your life
to Christ yourself, not because you're born into a Christian, but like saying yourself like, like I want to follow Jesus for myself, then you have to do it now. And after that prayer of salvation and everything, we had like ushers talking to us, and the person that spoke to me became a key part of who I am, even to date.
Wow,
it
great.
became like a spiritual covering over me.
Great.
And I remember the first question he asked me was like, what is your name? I said, my name is Yinka. And he's like, what's the meaning of Yinka? I'm like, I don't know.
Exactly. So you have to be like a full.
Do you understand? It was like, Yinka alone doesn't make
cut it.
sense.
Yeah.
And the first thing because I think then I was probably crying, and it was like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm just overwhelmed. And it was like, okay, what's your name? I was like, Yinka. I was like, what's the meaning of Yinka? I was like, Yinka. Like,
Surround me.
yeah, so and it was like, he said something has to surround you.
Exactly.
Now, whatever surrounds you is to you. If you feel like it's anxiety, is this, it's up to you. But something has to. So I remember then it calls me Olayimika. But then I was going by Adiyimika. So I was like, oh, it was like, no, but I feel like Ola is surrounding you. Because then I think it was about finances with like not having tuition fee. And it's like, don't worry, wealth surrounds you, So
You can't do much with crowns.
do you understand? So yeah. I think that person helped me so much in my faith, like having one-to-one feedback, check-ins. So that was where I would say like my spiritual journey like began, like full on began. It was definitely at that point in time.
Great. So if we are building on that now, what role would you say God or faith has played in your life, like growing up? I reckon it's a lot. But, growing up, you fresh being a Christian, consecrating your life onto, God. what would you say, okay, has kept you going? Because some people fall off along the way. They were like, yeah, giving my life to Christ, but nothing much is happening. Like, okay, what kept you going?
Yeah. You know, this might sound a bit cliche, but like when there's only one path you've always known all your life,
Yeah.
it becomes like I have nowhere else to go. And I think I got there pretty early in life during the passing of my mom. And I remember I think that's also something that made me really believe in like faith, because I remember when my mom passed away, I couldn't really sleep for the biggest part. I was dependent on what's it called, sleep medication, because I couldn't sleep. And I remember like someone just telling me from church, like, read Psalm 91 for 21 days until it becomes like a part of who you are. And you should be able to read it so much so you don't have to look at the Bible anymore.
Yeah.
It becomes like a rhythm to your soul, like a song. And watch how the whole anxiety thing just get off and you're able to sleep in sound sleep. And the Bible verse that says, like, I go to bed to sleep because the Lord gives me rest. That is also one Bible verse that I held on to. So I think just declaring those Bible verses over myself during this period of my life
made you comfortable.
It just gave me like, if the Lord can do it within 21 days, He can do anything within any period of time. So I think that is something that has carried me through. Now I'm not going to say it's been easy. I'm going to be very very honest. Like I've had this, and I'm like, Jesus,
what's going on?
Are you for me? Are you really for me? Like, what's going on?
Tell me.
Literally, like, let me know your plans for me, because heaven is still the goal, but yeah, there are definitely like days that have been stormy. I would be honest, and I think I'm trying now to remember. Maybe I remember when I was trying to get into uni, for example. So moving from Italy, we eventually moved to Sweden with my family.
Okay.
And in Italy, I had to learn the language for 2 years. That is the minimum. Also in Italy, if you're coming as an underage, you can't go to school. You need to go back to secondary school until you're 18. Now, in Italy as well, they don't value, the Nigerian WAEC results. So you can't go and say, I want to go and do my bachelor's with your WAEC results.
Yeah,
so that means I have to go back.
Yeah, I can remember.
Now, imagine doing 2 years of learning of the language, then going back 5 years to secondary school. I was not having it. I was done. So I was like, God, I'm done. Literally at that point, I'm like, I don't know why you brought me all the way here, where my mates are like advancing. I was done. So because of that, my family, we decided, okay, let's move to Sweden, where probably have more opportunity and stuff like that. Only getting to Sweden again, I was 19, I was 18, I just turned 19 in November when I moved to Sweden. And in Sweden, while you're still 18, 19, you still have to be in secondary school as well.
Oh, wow.
So I needed to wait till I was 20 to go to the school called Swedish for Immigrants. And that is where I can learn the language. Yeah, we have an institution like that.
Swedish. Sweden or Swedish for immigrants.
Swedish for immigrants. Yeah. So imagine being in Sweden for 1 year since I turned 19 to 20.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything. I had to go back again to secondary school. Now, bear in mind, I finished secondary school when I was 14. By then, now, I'm 19. So those levels for me felt like a major setback. Like, it's not like I don't want to do these things. It's not like I can't do these things, but I've got language barriers. I've got this. I've got limitations. God, what is the plan? So I think those are definitely the period of my life where my faith got tested the most, because it just didn't make sense anymore.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think that was going to be my next question. Like, if there was a way God has sort of tested you through hardship. Yeah, that, like where you start to now question, like, is this coming from God? Because in your violated body. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, but I think maybe you going through all of that part was probably difficult for you.
Yeah, I don't even think God tests me. I think God allows the devil, He gives room for this and that, but like, I don't think God Himself tests me. I truly believe He helps me to develop perseverance on my faith.
Yeah.
I truly believe that life situation has helped me become like a better version of myself.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really say like I would say life has tested me different fair share amount, but God has been faithful. I'm not even I'm not gonna lie about that.
That's great.
Eh,
So how do you stay spiritually grounded?
oof.
There's temptation everywhere.
The street are not smiling.
It's not at all. It's
The
temptation
street
everywhere.
are not smiling. Let me tell you something. Even when I say I don't want to lie, I'm still lying. Oh my God. Wash my mouth, wash it clean, and wash
Yeah.
my tongue, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I think something about me that I do quite a lot is self-reflect.
Awesome. That's really, really important, to be honest.
I self-reflect. Like, if I'm going to say something that I know is spiritually unwise, morally unwise, it's just a big no. Even if I found myself in a situation where I've done something that I know is uncalled for, I self-reflect. I'm asking myself, why am I doing this? Why have I done this? Am I pressured? Am I stressed? Is it even something I'm just comfortable doing? Because, like, I think someone was saying in church on Sunday, like, some people just feel very comfortable lying because they don't even know it. It just comes from exaggerating that you're just lying, you know? So that is definitely something I do a lot, like, spiritually. Another thing that I try to do, which I have to be very factual, is if I say something as a Christian, I would be too embarrassed if someone called that and be like, you're a Christian saying something, but you're acting another
Dimension, like doing something.
double lifestyle. I would be too embarrassed. I can't put my face out there. I would be too embarrassed. So for me, logically is just so you don't embarrass yourself. Don't do it.
Don't do, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, makes
So
sense.
yeah, if I'm gonna, like, someone is gonna catch me in the act, don't do it.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't get caught at all. But then don't even do it at all, you know,
Cool. Yeah.
because nothing is hidden under the sun, I guess. But yeah.
Okay.
So that is definitely things that helped me, and I would say also listening to a lot of sermon, and listening to a lot of preachers. I follow a lot of wise people, wise preachers. And I filter my social media a lot. I don't follow people I don't know. Like that. I don't follow people that don't encourage me, just because anything you can hope on can also, like, just influence you without you even knowing or giving too much thought to it. So I'm very, like, intentional about filtering things that doesn't work for me in seasons after season. I don't care. I just cut it out. So the Bible verse that says, like, flee, I really like.
You actually flee.
I flee like that. Yeah. So that is something that keeps me, like, spiritually grounded and everything. For a fact. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know you said you have read, like, a couple of Bible passages that have kept you going. I think there was an emphasis on Psalm 91 that you had to memorize and all of that. Would you say there's, like, a particular passage of the Bible, like one, if you had to pick one, that sort of keeps you going, like, you know, takes away all the anxiety, the doubt, pain, solidifies your faith? It's probably too much of one verse, I know. But if you say there's one verse, which one would you say it is?
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, is it Isaiah 41 verse 10? Like,
That one's a popular one.
No, but it's actually something that I've used a lot because it's like, I will strengthen you, I will carry you. As someone, again, who has lost my mom really early, I've needed a lot of carrying, spiritual carrying, physical carrying, parental carrying. And when you don't really have those carrying, you just run back to God who will carry you. So that is definitely one Bible verse that has helped me a lot through the stuff.
While I was about to ask you that question, I was thinking about the same thing. Like, if there was one Bible verse that I was going to stick to, like, which one would it even be? And it's actually the same one. Yeah. And then it just falls back to my name, like, in English, it's like, God is enough to lean on, basically. So it's just like, just stick with God.
Yeah, I should think about naming one of my kids that.
You have to pay me for it, though. I mean, it doesn't come cheap.
It doesn't come
It's a
cheap.
very unique name, so yeah. All right, cool. Quick question, right? What does walking with purpose, what does it mean to you?
Oh, wow. I think that describes, like, the current part of my life at the moment.
Okay, so it's like we are still in the middle. We're talking about the end.
Yeah, I don't think, like, one would truly, like, ever reach, like, until Jesus come. I'll forever be walking in purpose, if that makes sense. But I think intentionally, last year is where I would say, like, I've been more obedient to walking in purpose.
Okay.
So I'll give, like, an example. I remember last year when I did my single. And after the single, I remember just, I had a dream and I saw myself having a podcast basically. And I just kind of swept it under the rug because you can't always have too many dreams. There's never too many, but
yeah,
I can see myself as an hairdresser tomorrow, basically. No, really, like I'm that kind of a person. Like if it interests me,
yeah, you pick it up.
I pick it up. So I was like, what am I doing with a podcast in my dream? So I just,
Look at you now.
Look at me. So, but it's so funny. But funny enough, I had two of my friends. So I have a couple of friends. So when I have a friend, I always try to introduce them to my other friends, so that when we all meet, it doesn't become like a weird setup. Do you understand? So I introduced two of my friends to each other. Eventually, they became prayer partners. So during one of their many prayers, they were like, "Oh, Yinka, you should pray with us one of these days."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, cool." So I got back from the UK, back to Sweden, and I joined them. It was a random Tuesday. And on the three-way call, one of them, she went offline. And I think her battery went off or something. Then me and the other girl, we completed the prayers. Then she joined us because we're just talking. And she was like, I didn't want to come back, but I just have to come back because the Holy Spirit is telling me to tell you, Yinka, that you should start a podcast. Now, unknown to her, I already told the other girl along the call that I had a dream about doing a podcast.
That's what we call two-factor authentication.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So when she said it, me and the other girl on the phone were like,
where'd you get that?
Were you on the call? But she wasn't on the call. And she was like, no, I actually see you doing this. But this is how you also know, like, the Spirit of God is so strong, because after I had the dream, the podcast just kept going on my mind. I was back at work and I was telling one Ghanaian guy I was working with, like, oh, Emmanuel, I'm going to start a podcast, And we're just, because we had nothing to do. So we're just checking for the price of mic already. But again, bear in mind, I wasn't serious about it. It was just like, I was bored at work. When you're just talking random thing. So when she said it, I was like, oh, I said, this is funny, because I even was telling my colleague at work, I was telling, Dick one now, like, so for me, that was like, So I think like the way the Holy Spirit has changed the way he interacts with me over the past, I would say, going to 2 years now, it's been very specific. And when it feels like I'm not listening, it's been sending people to also like say, this is what you're supposed to do. This is where you're meant to be. And even that happened in August, I didn't start the podcast until this year. And bear in mind, again, just like Moses, I had so many excuses. Like, I don't have a mic. I don't have a setup. I don't have a this. I don't have a that. And I remember the Holy Spirit just telling me, start with what you have, where you are, and watch yourself grow in whichever capacity I'm sending you to. So if there's anything that I would say regarding purpose, is that it's not something that you just arrive at and say, I've arrived. It's a work in progress. Yeah. It's continual, and it's also never straight. It can be very...
it can take you back to square one.
Yeah. And it also challenges you. That is something I didn't think that I would discover along this journey, is that working in purpose this year has challenged me so much. I've had to be uncomfortable. I've had to be like, oh, I need to do this. Not even need now, I have to, because it becomes an assignment as well. Yeah. And you know that when you don't do it, other people, other factors are also depending on you. That is your disobedience speaking. So I feel like working in purpose has also stretched me as a person to not be comfortable like I used to be, but also changed me character-wise, as you can't be for God and still be the same person. You need to evolve, you need to change, you need to grow, you need to be wise in the things you say, in the way you act. So yeah, it's been a journey, I would say.
I think I just picked that one up from you actually, because I think it's very informative as well, talking about your spiritual life and then walking in purpose. So guys, I don't know if you have any questions for Danica in the comments. If you do, just pop them in and we'll take them. Okay, cool. Just spending that now. There's, in Nigeria, right? Like, especially people working in ministries, there's something called Egunje. It's like tips. Yeah. So the question is, how do you balance like your ambition with your spiritual life. Like you don't derail, like, okay, because I'm trying to focus on my career, I'm going to sort of dent my spiritual life a bit. How do you balance that?
I'm laughing.
Right.
I'm laughing
Tell me.
because I would say from an early stage, because I do a lot of singing,
Yeah.
and something the Holy Spirit warned me against really early on was do not take payment for anything until I've instructed you to do. So, for example, if someone is inviting me anywhere, you can get my ticket, you can get my accommodation, but
Don't pay me.
Don't pay me because that you have a job, and not because like there is no honor in the money. It doesn't matter the price or anything, but it's proper. Like you're just not. It's just not what I've sent you to do. It's not about the money, and I think something I didn't realize until when I got like my big first money, and I was like, oh, there's money in this thing, So I was in Italy. This was pre-COVID, so 2018, 19, thereabout, October, for harvest. And this woman, she's actually well known within the white garment community. She's called Reverend Esther Abimbola Jai. And she got into the church when I was singing, and she goes around sharing like Bible. And she saw me, and she didn't even give the money to me. She gave it to someone else
Give
to give to me, and it was the Bible and the money. And I opened it. I'm saying 500 euros.
That's big.
That's a lot. I've never known that if I give me 500 euros
Did you
before.
pay your tithe?
So, but that was not the thing. At first, I was like, and it was also weird because like out of everybody, they give you. I didn't even know there was money there. So I was opening the Bible. So this Bible that has like, the one that has like a folder where you put in.
Yeah.
So I open it and I'm saying the money.
Imagine you didn't open the Bible.
Do you understand?
Guys, read your Bible.
But it was a big Bible, so like, I just want to say thank you. So it wasn't the quiet scene, and everyone was like, oh, she got money. So I want to say thank you. And I was like, God has not asked me to take this money. But now also, it wasn't like I was doing, like, I felt like she gifted me. But again, in my spirit, then I was like, I can't really give it back and say, oh, thank you, ma. Because it wasn't coming from the church. It wasn't coming from a special administration. That was my church in that moment. So I was like, okay, do I take the gift or do I give it back to the church and just keep it there? But because of the amount of the money, I took it home. And I kept the money for over like a year.
Wow.
I didn't touch it because again, based on instruction. But there was a time when there was a need.
We had to touch it.
I touched the money, and it wasn't until after I finished spending the money. Again, self-reflection, like, what did you do? Like,
did you feel bad?
When Adam and Eve ate from there, and their eyes were opened. My heart was opened. My eyes was opened, and I remember the Spirit just telling me, I gave you one instruction.
Oh, wow.
Don't take the money. And the thing was like, even if I said, let me put the money back, I spent that money.
So you can't take another money.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And they replace it.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I could just borrow. And the only way I could have avoided the temptation then was to have just dropped the money in the church, maybe. Or like even giving it to someone else that was in need. Whatever it was, I could have prayed over and said, God, give me inspiration on what to do with this
money,
this seed, this gift. So I think so with ministry ever since then, I think I had a bit of like a spiritual battle then with that experience. So I've been very cautious ever since then. Like, don't take money. Don't even think about money. That is not the point when you're invited somewhere. It's not about the money. It's about Jesus. As far as you're taken care of, then you're good. So I think that experience is like a life lesson that I would always
reflect on.
It's a reminder of.
So if I give you 100 euros now, you won't touch the money.
It depends how you give me my friend.
So you touch the money.
But if you're giving me, like, you're inviting me somewhere, I'll touch it. If you give me, I'll touch it. I would spend it.
Well, anyway, cool. So let's go now to like the final stages, right? Like you've gone through the early stage, moved to Italy, moved to Sweden, gone through the Swedish immigrant school, and then when would you say you started like noticing changes, like things were starting to happen for you? Like you felt like, okay, I think I'm starting to get fulfilled now. When would you say that was?
Year 2017. That changed a lot in my life.
You made a lot of money.
I wish, I wish, but no, that was the year I gained admission into uni.
Oh, that's good.
So after graduating in 2009 to 2010 in Nigeria, I gained admission in 2017. That is the long.
Yeah, I think the whole hustle doesn't have to be about money or
No,
finances. I think it has to be like your ambition.
achievement.
Yeah, like what I'm gonna achieve, the milestones
Yeah,
I set for myself, and
myself. Yeah.
regardless of all those
And
obstacles.
I was
Yeah,
working, bear in mind, I was working.
and then you
I
still
was
went to
working,
uni.
yeah, I was working even before my admission in uni.
Hmm.
By then in Sweden, I was working already
Yeah,
because I needed a job. So I would say like then I was doing okay. My dad also was living in Sweden, so I was making my own money. I was traveling. I was doing my own thing.
hmm,
But like for me, then the goal was to gain admission into uni,
hmm,
and then I was able to discover like I can use my WAEC results. I also wanted to study law, still based on my mom's dream. So I had to go to Sweden for Swedish for immigrants
yeah,
to get all the results. So it's like when you're doing JS1, JS2, JS3,
yeah,
JS1.
yeah, like
So I
your
had to get all
like a
those grades.
transcript.
Yeah, so it took me 2 years
Hmm.
to get that in
Oh
Sweden.
wow, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
because I wanted to study. You don't have you can't skip because each class is about like what 10 weeks. So to get for like 5 years is something that you have to. Then there's summer holiday. Yeah, there's that took a minute. So when I actually saw that admission
Yeah,
letter, I cried. I really cried. I was so emotional. I was like, I'm going to uni. I'm going to uni. But the beautiful thing about also growing up in Europe is that when you think like, oh my God, I'm so way behind, it isn't really that. Because then I was actually in uni with people of my age mate as well. I was in uni
I
with
think that
people.
probably gave you like some comfort.
Comfort, yeah, in a
Yeah,
way like I didn't feel like I was behind,
like
even though I didn't have communication with my friends
yeah.
from secondary school anymore. The people I was in class with
Mm-hmm.
were all within the same age group. There were people that were like 19, but I was what 21. So for me, it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
not
21,
bad.
22, like that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still young and everything like that. So that was definitely like I would say one of the turning point of my life as a person
It's great.
because I was starting to see like there is the light I've been waiting for. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can be educated. I can add something else to my name except from a secondary school certificate. So that is definitely something that
That's
it
great.
changed.
Would you say that's your first real win in life? You get into uni.
Yeah, because I think I kind of did it by myself.
Okay.
Like I felt like prior to that, I had to like be dependent on my mom, then on family to help and sustain. But when I started uni as well, I moved out of the house,
Mhm.
so I started to live alone. Like you just become like a big girl overnight, and you're like, I've got my own house, even though it's like a 20 square meter
It's still a
apartment,
win.
like it's a student apartment,
Yeah.
Then you're like, I have a job, I've got friends. No one have to tell you when are you coming back home at night. You've got a bit of like
We're house
flexibility.
key.
I'm not asking. I can do my own laundry.
Okay.
So I think that definitely was like I felt grown. I felt like I've arrived at that point. So yeah, then I think from there
Yeah.
it just got better in that
Okay.
sense because like I was like, okay, what do I do now? Then I was also serving within a very lovely church community.
Okay.
There was more responsibilities. My community, my network cycle was also expanding, taking extra positions at work. I think that just like kind of grew me as a person. It gave me like the confidence that I needed. And also financial wise, I was becoming more stable. But yeah, I think
Were you prudent or were you extravagant? Be honest, don't worry.
while I was in uni, I was brilliant. But now as an extra adult,
It's money to
I'm
spend.
not proud of my. I'm not so proud. I'm not,
You're like,
I have to say, just for context, I like the good things of life, and
We
they
all
cost
do.
money.
We all do, and expensive.
And expensive. So
Yeah,
I've got to
cool.
be honest, yeah.
Cool.
So yes.
Good. How will you define success? I think for we humans, we all have like our own definition of success. My definition of success might be different from yours
Yeah.
and yours from someone else's. But how will you, the Emeka, define success?
Yeah. My interviewer asked me this of recent, and
Okay.
I think something that I've learned over the years that I would like to pass forward and continue is that success for me is if I was to leave a place, the place can thrive without me because I've left like a landmark.
Yeah, like an imprint.
So I don't ever want to be like, I'm successful by myself. I've achieved this by myself. I've done this. I want to be thankful for the people that have helped me grow
Okay.
in that capacity while helping other people grow in their own capacity. And in the sense that even when I'm not there, it will still be like a very fantastic community. For example, I remember when I was leaving from Hillsong Church that I was attending back in Sweden, and I was part of the worship team. And I remember telling my pastor, like, I don't have to leave today, I don't have to leave tomorrow, but if I'm going to leave in the next 4 months, it's important that we have other worship leaders. It's important that we have a connect group. So I was heading the connect group, which is like a house fellowship thing. So I was heading the whole of the church. So I thought we need somebody else that will step in this capacity. So how can I train somebody else so that when I leave, it doesn't become the problem of the church. It's somebody else is able to do even better than I am, you know. So I think that a success for me is like I'm not just leaving a place with no insight, with no landmark, with no footprint. I'm just no. I think success is when I can actually look back and say someone can actually say Yinka has been here and we actually miss having her here, but we're also thankful that she's doing great somewhere else. And you know that feeling like when you now go back to where you were and it doesn't feel like a strange land, it feels like home. These people still feel like family. That is success for me.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you get back. Yeah, run.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah. That is how I say it. That's how I say it.
What would you say a normal day in your life is like? Like, you wake up in the morning, let's say it's a weekend on a Saturday. What would you say you like to do?
I'm in bed.
Behave.
I'm actually, so I was telling Deji the other day, like, I'm someone who is very social. Probably you see me dancing, laughing. So when I'm home,
Yeah.
I need to recharge my energy a lot. Emphasis on a lot. So I can actually go 2-3 days by myself in the house, just getting my energy back. For you to also understand that once I'm out after those 3 days, the energy is back on 100. So, but honestly speaking, I also, aside from that, in the summer period, for example, in Malta, I did go a lot to the seaside, to the beach. I'm an outdoor person. I love being outdoors. I also like hanging out with friends, meeting up for coffee, quick snacks. Like for me, I'm where the fun is and where the entertainment is. In the Christian way, the spiritual way, guys. Like, for context.
Don't mislead people.
Yeah. So I'm where the fun is, I'm where the barbecue is, I'm where like, oh, let's hang out, let's do this. Call me for that. You will find me there, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you unwind after a long day at work? Like, someone's going your nerves in the office, and then you just get home, drop your bag, you sit on your couch. What do you do to unwind?
McDonald's. Yeah, I'm being honest. McDonald's and Netflix.
Free PR for McD.
McDonald's and I don't even like too much. Just put like 4 pieces of spicy nuggets with garlic dips and peach tea.
So guys, you know what to get her next time on her birthday? Just like McDonald's, 4 chicken nuggets.
Chicken spicy nuggets.
Spicy nuggets, yeah.
So,
Cool. All right, cool. What would you say to your younger self? So let's say the young Damika appears in front of you right now, and then she's just asking, like, what should I do? What would you say to her? Have you thought about it?
No.
Or you there?
Yeah. There is so much in you that you can even comprehend. And you've got this. I wish like I had more faith in myself, in my younger self. I wish I could see this fan, even imagine myself sitting on a couch today, just with a new church community, new church family, thriving. I don't think I thought I would make it this far. Like even in being happy. Because you know, like when life throws so many things at you, I don't think anybody even focused on I want to be happy. You're just focusing on survival. The happiness is not even
important.
Yeah, you don't even think about it. I just want like, am I eating? Do I have something to drink? Like, just what I'm saying. So for me, I think I could have told myself like, be more happy. You know, like everything is going to Like you've got this, like you have so much potential in you that you have everything that you need to overcome the obstacle in front of you. You just have to relax. But I wasn't expecting the question, but
Got you there.
something like that. Something like that.
Okay, cool. So now that's to your younger self, right? That's the advice you're gonna give to your younger self, like young Daemka comes to ask you, what do you think I should do next? Now, what advice would you give to someone that feels stuck in the same place? Like they are hustling, they're not getting results and they're just about to give up, probably jump in third mainland or fall off a cliff, get in Malta, or jump off a skyscraper like the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to the person?
Honestly, I would say pray. That is my number one thing I would say. Pray. And one thing I can tell you from a place of prayer is don't be dignified in the place of prayer.
Okay.
Like, if you see me cry in the place of prayer, I'm sure even God would be like, it's in Romy. You can't stop crying. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, like when a child's actually wailing and in a supermarket, and you know, like the parent is just like overwhelmed, like, what can I do to pacify this child? I'm like, what do you want? I think that is me in a place of prayer. Like and I'm not someone that like cry a lot like that. So like if I ever get overwhelmed and I don't know what to do, I just cry it out in prayers, even when I don't even have anything to say. I'm like, God, you can see my heart is heavy right now. I have no words. Like the way I feel alone is heavy. So like in the place of prayer, I can just sit in my room for hours, just play worship music and just cry it out. And trust me, and like I said, it can feel very cliche, but there is just this relief that just comes and say, okay, now that you finish crying, what next?
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, God, I need strength. Because that is something I also tell someone, like if you're ever feeling stuck in a place, pray, eat, then ask God for strength. Because the moment your physical strength fails you, you can't really fight no battle. And someone can be like, oh, I'm telling you, imagine someone that is sick trying to go and do a 12-hour shift. It's not possible. Or you want to go and be, which hand? When your physical strength fails you, you can't move, you're stuck. So one is prayer. It helps a lot with the mindset of what am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I looking up to? Where is my strength coming from? Eat, because you need the physical strength. Then the last one I would say is don't give up. Something about me is I don't really take no for an answer. If I ever say no to something, is me myself saying, you know what, I've got something else. That's it, it's okay. But like if I really want something, I'm gonna try. Like if you tell me this door is closed and you've gone to check it's closed, even though I'll open the handle is closed, I'm still gonna go back.
So you have trust issues.
No, it's not that. You know, like I'm still gonna like let me try and knock again. Maybe someone is sleeping and they open up, but like, or maybe I can pass through the window. You know, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, the moment I take no, it means I accept defeat. It means like, okay, you know what, there is no more way ahead. So if you're ever feeling stuck, I would say is pray about it. Really, and something about me, I always pray. One prayer I prayed that I think has helped me tremendously is, God, whatever is not for me, take it far away from me. And whatever is not for me, give me the strength and the peace to accept it.
What's that prayer again? It's a very common.
Which one?
What is for me is for me. If it's not for me, give me the strength. Yeah, there's a name for that prayer. I can't remember. Yeah.
But and I'm not even joking. The amount of times I prayed that prayer is so unhealthy, and God will just remove it within like. Even when I'll be like, why, what am I praying? You understand?
Yeah.
So if you're feeling stuck, honestly speaking, ask God and say, God, is this part of your plan for me? If it's not part of your plan for me,
just take it off. Wow.
Just take it off. And I understand that there will be disappointment, there will be this residue of sadness, but help me to also get rid of it and give me what belongs to me. Because like my mom would say, you cannot put so many things in your hand and you're still holding on to like, God, give me more things.
Yeah.
You need to
Be able to
open
accommodate.
up,
Yeah.
let what is not for you go, so you have room
For
for
more.
what
Yeah.
truly belongs to you.
Yeah.
So that is definitely something I can say in that regard.
Thank you very much. I hope anyone that needs to hear that is probably gonna apply that in their life. So we've got a few comments for you in the comment section. I think you have your fans from Abulegba. Someone said Abulegba Connect. You wanna give a peace sign like
all of us.
no, the people Abulegba. No, I'm not Abulegba. But yeah, there's another question for you. It says, what's your advice for anyone currently in a similar situation like you, and what can they do better?
When you say similar situation, I'm trying to understand now. So let me say my situation right now at the moment is, I would say of late, I've dealt with a blow of disappointment. And I would be very honest, I think it did weigh me down a lot. And I remember like I received a call just to like get like, oh, the job offer I extended to you has been taken back. And I wanted to say, God, why? Literally in my heart. Like when you can feel the words coming out and the Holy Spirit just like, use padlock. Just like I was saying,
Yeah.
like just swallow it. Literally, like just telling me, swallow it. Like swallow it. And I remember just being on the call, just saying, no, okay, thank you so much. And immediately I really wanted to like just be expressive about how sad I was. And I've even thanked me yet. I've even prayed. And I remember just going inside, just like, okay, God, thank you. I don't feel thankful.
But thank you.
But thank you. Now, I don't know what is going on, but thank you. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
But thank you.
Still thank you. And I remember just crying a bit about it as well, like,
everything.
But one thing that, just what I'm saying, but one thing that this plus reminded me in that moment is my best response to any situation determines the course of my life. If I was to receive a bad news or good news, how I choose to respond is up to me only. Because if you get a good news, you're jumping, you're screaming, you're excited, you're feeling thankful. So why is it that when I get like a negative news or not the best news, the first thing I want to do is, oh God, what is going on? Like, I'm angry and like I'm manifesting those things as well. And not because like those emotions aren't valid, because I'm pained. You get what I'm saying? I'm human, exactly. But like that shouldn't be my first response to situation.
Yeah.
So if there's any advice I can give someone is your first response, it goes a long way to situation. And let it be Thanksgiving. If you don't have anything to do, let it be Thanksgiving.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Lainka. Do you make car? But where you make car? Exactly. But just before we go, just quickly tell us what's next for you.
What's next?
It could be just a one sentence, like, I'm gonna live life or enjoy life, or tell us what's next for you.
Honestly, only God knows.
That's good.
And I'm not even capping. This year, I took a leap of faith to just trust God. That God, wherever you send me, I will go. Whoever you connect me with, I will be. But I no longer want to be in charge of my life or the course of my life. So even when the opportunity is looking good and everything, if it's not in your design for me, let it not be. So for me, what is next in life, I would continue to say is to grow, strong in my faith, remain true to who God has called me to be, continue to just self-develop myself, but ultimately is wherever the Lord is leading me, I'm going to. So I'm excited, I'm going to be honest, for what that looks like. I don't know what it is, but with God, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. Definitely good.
Awesome. Anyway, thank you very much for sharing your hustle story with us.
Thank you.
And I hope we all have picked, 10 or 15 things from what Yinka said, not one or two, because she said it a lot. Right. And just be persistent, persevere, trust, have faith in God. And until next time,